Okay, this is the third used tractor I bought. I paid $350 for this one. I thought it was a 2000. Now keep in mind that this tractor did not look this good when I bought it. I pressure washed it twice. The tires looked really good, but it was rolled up here on a flat, and I think we have ruined that tire. I have ruined that tire by not putting air in there, so that's kind of sad. These tires look good, but they're pretty dry rotted from just sitting out forever, so they're probably not any good either. But we can use the tires temporarily. So this one is a diesel. It does turn over. They turned it over for me before I bought it. Got the crappy seat. Got the leaks everywhere. This thing works. That's worth 20 bucks right there. So these arms look like this one's bent, but I think we got a spare one and a spare one for the other one, so we can fix all of that. Don't know if any of this stuff works. Barely. So it looks like if you get that lubed up, that'll work. Again, fenders are rotting out, but those are usable. It's a shame because these tires have not gotten much use. They just dry rotted. This one has a goofy muffler that's pointed down. No power steering fluid, but that's a plus that this thing has power steering. It has the modern alternator, and I thought it was, I didn't ever even look, and then I got this home and see that it's a 2600. So this is one of the newer ones, and I figured that when I was buying it because it had power steering. The older ones don't have power steering, and the older ones don't have a regular alternator, a single wire alternator. So I think it's an 8-speed shift, but the shifter's broken, and that's where it's getting all the water down in there. It's supposed to have the boot on it like that and a rubber boot, so I need to get that covered temporarily. A lot of leaks. I want to say that the oil looks good, but it's just a little bit low. I can see it right there on the end of the stick, but it don't look milky. The transmission there is milky. I haven't looked in the rear gearbox, but the transmission has milk on it. So that's about it on this. The engine, I never even really looked at it. All I know is it turned over, and I did. This won't stay up. The water pump I think is bad. That's where they said that it's no water in the radiator. But I water blasted. That was just disgusting. Pressure washed it, so it took the paint off. And I was actually going to paint this morning, but the weather's so bad, I just said forget it. Let's just get it off the trailer, move on to some other projects. So, looks like they had this off, which is kind of interesting. That shouldn't be off. Somebody was messing with the air. Oh, I'll bet they were messing with this to get to the water pump. That would be my guess, because you got to take that off, get the water pump out. So that's still there. The floor pans are good. That's always a good thing. Right now I just can't get it off the trailer. I can't push it off the trailer because it's so heavy sitting on this wheel. So I was going to change this wheel out with this other rotten wheel just to get it off the trailer, and so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I put a jack stand under that little corner, so most of the weight is on the jack stand now and the jack, so at least I have two things to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, wheel the wheel off. I know I'm going to be jiggling on that a little bit. That's kind of sketchy, but I think it will ride. Scary. Well, that was a lot of scary work, but I got her done. Had the hell getting it on there. Needed two people, but managed to do it. And it looks like a real tractor now that it's sitting on two real tires. So let's see if we can get this off the trailer. Okay, let's I think that's back far enough that it got its own weight. There we go, the winch in action. No, why? Let's straighten up the wheels and keep. All right, this is my 2600. I don't know if that has 10,000 and 2,000, 1900. But I just noticed something interesting on this tractor. Somebody had put a brand new thing on here and either wrote it 38 hours or 38.5 hours. I think that's only 38 hours on this brand new. So they installed that and never used it. That's just sad. I still don't know whether this is a 4 or an 8-speed transmission. I think it's the 8. I think all these 2600. I'll look that up. But actually I wanted to show you starting this because the neutral safety switch is a booger. And if these are in gear, you can turn the key, nothing happens. And you don't have to press the clutch down because what's holding this, you have to jiggle this while you're turning the key. I just turned mine back off, disconnect the battery, because this stuff don't work, it don't charge. So, it's not going to stall when you take the battery off, and the key is off. The key's in off position anyways. That's the kill switch, not a choke, and that's the light, which don't work. So then I just put, just for the sake of having a battery in there, I put my old one back in there and cover it because actually the battery will hit on here and spark because the battery's too tall. So you got to put something like this over them battery posts so it don't light up and try to supercharge. All right, I got this is the new 2600. It doesn't have a neutral safety switch, so you got to be real careful, make sure that's in neutral. And I got the 3 injectors loose. I drained it some out of the fuel bowl. It seems to be coming out. This is the second battery. Basically, you can just stick this in there and turn it. Yeah, I just battery just don't have enough strength though. Now it turned over that one, the other tractor just fine. So I don't know, something's just dragging. Clutch. Don't know if this clutch is working. It looks like it's moving a little bit, but I don't know how much. We know it's not stuck in gear because we can push it. But you know, that other one's got a high torque starter on it. This one doesn't. This has the old. That's why I got rid of. That's why I got rid of that starter on this other tractor. This is a high torque. This is a high torque, one of the modern starters. See how small it is? That's the way to go. You don't mess around putting those. You can't get the injector out without getting the starter out, but you can get the starter out without taking the injector pump off. So basically it's just them 3 bolts. Pretty simple to do. Got to have a good ground to it. But they're not any more money. It's the same money. So why wouldn't you buy that good starter that just really torques this thing over real fast? All right, we're back at the old tractor. I put a new filter on it. It seemed pretty plugged. And you can't start this thing dry. These are really hard to get started. So they got to be primed really well. So now the only thing I know it's primed to is this spot. Basically gravity fed. Get all the air out of it. So it's fed to here, bled to there. But what we don't know if it's bled up to the cylinders like I had it bled before, because there wasn't nothing coming out of here. My theory is this thing was plugged up. There's also another gasket right here. So what I'm thinking is I'd like to take this out and pull this screen out. There's a screen in here, and that's what makes these things always run bad. You know, it's not your tractor. You don't know how long somebody's, and then they go to rebuild these and they never change that screen out, and that screen's full of dirt. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take out that screen right there and see if we can clean out the dirt out of that screen, because I'm not sure the flow. It goes both directions. It goes this way and that way. So you got me how it really flows. Seems like there should be a return somewhere. Oh, the return goes to the tank. So anyway, I am going to see if that screen is full of dirt. All right, funny story is, this thing started for a second. I panicked, shut it off. It just started for a brief moment. I had to start it over and over again. I came over here thinking, and I had turned this fuel off. So the fuel was off the whole time I was trying to start it. So I'm going to bring the battery back over here one more time and try to start it again now that it sucked all the fuel out of it, which sucks. It's going to be hard to get it started again. So hopefully it'll start right up. All right, $300 tractor is running. I can't believe that. Don't take the batteries off. Well, get around that, catch a finger up in that. Don't have nothing protecting it. Don't want to mess with putting the shield on there. It might be hard to restart. See any gauges working? Oh, the key's in the off position. Let's see if the key will work if ain't that's activated. Nothing. The key's off. I know the kill switch works because I've tried that already. Kind of nervous about getting on it and trying to put it in gear. Maybe we'll just let it run a little bit, warm up. I don't know if this water's running. Looks like it needs more water. Let me go try to find some water while this thing's running, see if we can get some more water in it. Well, throttle's good, it has no clutch. So basically, if you put that in gear, it starts moving, which is pretty scary. I had this nice and low, so at least it didn't take off. But I'm curious to see. It's in neutral. The neutral safety switch doesn't work. So let's try it again just to see if it'll start, just for the fun of it. Nope. So who knows how hard that'll be to restart, but at least it runs. We could probably crack it and get one of those clutches or a clutch out of here, but for a $300 tractor that I got started, I'm happy with that. But I'm definitely not happy with breaking this in half to get to a clutch, or you know, this bar and all this stuff doesn't look like it's doing anything. Ooh, that muffler got hot.
Ooh, that muffler got hot.
Ooh, that muffler got hot. Ooh, that muffler got hot.
Ooh, that muffler got hot.
But this adjustment definitely doesn't look like it works. That's frozen solid. So getting that apart, getting a new, maybe I could pull it off one of the other ones and adjust this so it would release. But basically, this is not releasing the clutch. So we need to kind of look how this is lining up to release the clutch when you pull it. See, it's barely pulling it. So I have to look, see on my good one, how far does that pull to pull it. But I'm done messing with that today. I have to recharge that battery. Let's look at this other one, see how much that. Well, it's not how much it pulls, it's the release, because this is a double clutch. So you can press it in, it releases it, and then to press it in again will let out the thing. So I can feel that going where that other one don't have no feeling to it. So the clutch is bad. So man, that's just gonna be a lot of work to get that poor little tractor going. So I'm done messing with it for now. At least we know it starts. All right, this is a 2600 I bought. The clutch was stuck. So we took the starter out, filled it full of diesel. But since we poured the diesel in where the starter was, the flywheel looks like brand new with the ring gear on it. So we got a new starter. We got the ground here, got all the positives there. I put all new return lines. I tightened up this air intake piece, and I was kind of worried about if it would be hard to start. I just killed it because I turned it on, and basically that's the kill switch, and basically it was actually easier to start the first time I started it. So I need to check the water again. I've checked the fluids. I know it stops. The clutch works. Whoa! That clutch needs to be adjusted. You just barely pull it out of gear and take it off. It doesn't want to turn off. I'm a little scared about running this with anything on the back because they will flip over. I don't know why it was going so fast in second gear. PTO is on. There we go. Turn the PTO off. And that there is a running tractor. I can't believe that. I don't really know where to park it or what to do with it right now. Maybe I'll just park it back over there where it was. Now I need to change all the fluids, so we'll do that next. Short-lived. Got a water pump leak, which we knew that was bad. I think I have an extra water pump that I can put in there. And I was trying to figure out where all that diesel was coming from. And it's coming out of this casing. There's so much diesel in there. I need to, now it's trying to come out of there while it's working because that thing's full of diesel and there's really no way to drain it out of there. But that's okay. It'll eventually absorb out of there. That will keep that clutch lubed up, I hope. Clutch springs and all the internals. But I was driving, it was leaving the trail. I was like, what is that? And I forgot we had filled that full of diesel. So it's trying to come out right here. I guess I could probably loosen that bottom cover and, you know, get a screwdriver and crack that and get the most of it out of there. But I'm not going to do it right now for the water pump. But now we know we got some things to work on. All right, I was able to put another can of paint on that top. Got it in here out of the weather. Got the tire back on and got this grease. I could not get the brakes off, but they seem to work pretty good. I spin the tire and press the brake pedal and they seem to stop really nice. The other thing I did was dropped all the oil out of there. That's obviously was leaking, so I tightened it up a little bit tighter, but I put used AMS oil in there, diesel. It only has 3,000 miles on the AMS oil. It's supposed to be some good stuff, so that's perfect for this tractor. Just to break it in, kind of use it. I used the 5 quarts of oil that came out of there. I drained this transmission case. It was full of water, really disgusting. So I dropped it out, put about 4 gallons of diesel in there, and tried to fill it up. It's still not filled up. I think it's only about to there, so I'm gonna get some more used diesel, motor oil or something, and fill that thing up completely, try to clean that out. So I don't know if this filter here goes to the rear axle. Looks like somebody tried to make their own gasket there, which is good, I guess. I got a major leak over here. It's the only major leak I see, but I think it's coming from that brake shaft. So I don't know how hard it is going to be to put a seal in there. I kind of thought it was that thing, but I don't think I've ever seen them leak there. I think it's leaking from that shaft. So the question is, where's the drain plug for that? Because if this is the drain plug is right there or there, that should be above the leak line. So we'll just let it leak and it'll be to the proper level, but we'll have to sort that out for the proper level, because I don't think my other one's proper level either. So we'll have to figure out what the proper level is on that. Look at that, that's not good. That's pinching that wire. I don't even know what that is. Double brake lock or something, but that needs to be moved up out of the way. Stupid electrical. Anywho, got a little bit more paint on it. Able to work on it a little bit. Happy about that. Put the tire on. Blah, blah, blah. Not a very exciting video. We got to do the water pump next. But then when I get that water pump going, I'll be able to drive it around with that stuff in that transmission gear case and drain that again, the crap out of there. So that's what I'm going to do.